Now, with everything that we just discussed about the dark type, I want to look through all the other Pokemon that exist and determine which Pokemon we think could actually have the dark typing. Because I think there's plenty of Pokemon. Right off the bat, I think Fearow.
This is the part where Lumi starts joking about every single Pokemon.
But take it seriously, Lumi, because we're still recording, right?
I'm taking it seriously. I think caterpillars are evil.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Fearow,
selfish gluttonous.
I feel like Fearow and Spearow really could have the dark typing, and they are so boring. They're so boring in a normal playthrough.
They're not that boring.
They're boring because they feel irrelevant next to Pidgeot, right?
No,
you're irrelevant next to Pidgeot.
They're literally it's the same stat spread. So I think Fearow could have the dark type. I think that'd be kind of cool. Arbok could also. Here's the thing: a lot of Team Rocket Pokemon could have the dark type in some way. Not all of them, but just some of them. And then
Jigglypuff.
Lumi.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. It puts people to sleep. Look in the anime.
All right.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work, but it could.
It runs around putting these guys to sleep, then it draws on their face while they're sleeping. That's mean.
Yeah, that does make sense. I could see, I'm telling you, Base Meowth could have the dark type, and then I don't even care about the Alolan form. How about this? Mankey and Primeape could have a dark typing because of how angry they are, and then when they die and turn into Annihilate, they just get the ghost type, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Hypno, bro.
Hypno could have it. That's
it stole a child.
There's lots of Mon that steal childs that aren't dark.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah.
Should we do a whole episode on Pokemon that should be in prison?
Yeah. Episode 1, Mr. Mime. Episode 2, Jinx. Man.
Maybe Jinx.
Gyarados.
Yeah, Gyarados is a no-brainer.
Fix that.
Gyarados is a no-brainer for sure.
But it's Mega
Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx because of the yokai.
Oh, that's true, yeah. And that would kind of... Well, I mean, it has the Psychic, it has the Ice. But Psychic doesn't really make sense with it, I don't think.
Electabuzz is based on an Oni.
It is, yeah. I think Electabuzz could make sense. I think I'd prefer to give it the fighting type based on how it kind of evolves and ends up with with a bunch of punching moves.
Sure.
But the dark type could work. I think, like I said earlier, Mewtwo as being depicted as this like angry, just like
very resentful.
Yeah, resentful is a good word.
He's misunderstood.
I think Psychic Dark type could be a great fit for it. I doubt there's gonna be a lot of...
you going quick.
I don't think a lot of these Pokemon would
maybe?
have Dark type. Nah, Gyarados is just a spider. Snubbull and Gramble, they're really grumpy, but they're supposed to be actually like really like kind and like trustworthy Pokemon.
They should have the fighting type on them. Fairy fighting, that would have been cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Slaking's interesting to me. I don't think it would have the dark type, but
Slaking.
Exploud.
I didn't realize I was saying that wrong.
You would always say slaking.
Slaking.
It's not until now that it has a second meaning. Slaking.
He's slacking off. He's slacking.
Yeah, Mawile could be cool, but I do like the fairy type on it because
the thing is, some of them they have already good types, so you don't want to take away. Because Mawile could. It already does. If we did dark for nighttime, those terrible bugs could get dark.
I think Spinda. If Spinda is a type of like drunken boxing, if that actually is part of its inspiration, I do think the dark type could make sense there if for the deception. So that could work.
Yeah, it is. Drunken boxing is inherently deceitful.
Yeah. What about Seviper? Seviper and Zangoose just being normal and poison. I feel like they need something else, a little juice. But I don't know if the dark type really makes sense.
I could see it on either of them, but not a very strong case for it.
They just get mad when they see each other. I mean, we all have that one person that we see, and it just angers us.
Yeah.
Bennett could do it. Does Bennett's Mega get dark? No, it doesn't. I don't think.
No.
But yeah, the whole grudge thing.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's funny. Yeah. Like,
vibes.
what is the difference between the dark type and the ghost? I guess the ghost type is really just like some sort of like astral projection. It's like
well, a dark type isn't dead.
It's a ghost. Yeah. You're right. They're not dead.
They definitely have like overlapping traits, but
I think
they're
so.
distinct.
I think Huntail, we talked about this a little bit. Huntail could make sense for how
actually
deep it
no
lives.
Gorbis would make more sense.
Sure.
Gorbis.
Because it's Abyss.
Because it's evil.
Well, no, it's because it's Dex entries talk about how aggressive it is.
Here's the thing, Luxray.
We have to say Luxray, right?
Do not say Luxray.
Should not be the dark type at all.
It's not allowed, bro. It's not allowed.
But it's edgy and it has black fur.
No.
Yeah. And night vision.
I wonder if Game Freak will eventually like give in to that and just give it to us. They'll be like, "See, we did it. Are you guys happy with the Gen 5 remakes that Ilka made?" And then we're like, "No, that's not what we wanted."
Pure Ambipom.
Yeah.
You see the evil in its eyes.
Yes. we share this hatred.
Thanks a lot. You ruined Ambipom for me, Lockstin.
No, that thing's been ruined from the beginning.
I had never noticed the bulk. I just didn't pay attention to it, and then you pointed out in a video, and I was like, I don't even remember what video, but I was just like, great, that's ruined.
What about
done?
What about Per Ugly?
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that.
It's
just with how
pompous.
Yeah, it's like any other dark.
It's
type
deceitful.
cat.
You don't think it's as fast as it is.
Carnivine could work as well, because again, that's something that traps insects, or I guess when it's based on traps insects.
Is eating so bad?
Yeah. I can't. I'm
sometimes it is.
If you're Guzzlord running around licking people.
I think Basculin could use something just to make it more interesting.
Did you see Basilegion?
Yeah, but that's what made it more interesting. More than anything. So
there can definitely be an eventual like alternate evolution to Yamask.
Yeah,
that
that'd
is
be
dark
cool.
type.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
That's like an easy one.
There's so many good ones you could do for Yamask, like evolution.
Isn't Chinchino a hoarder?
I think it is.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
we all have
not
collections.
Inherently,
Lumi,
but
I can see
obsessive is what
I
I'm
can
saying.
see all the Pokemon.
Look at your background right now.
Evil. I didn't say that I'm not it. I'm just saying it might be kind of dark.
Hey, what about Gothitelle? What about that whole line?
I was gonna say I see people say that one a lot.
But and I'm not saying because it has like a black dress on, but like I really don't know what its inspiration is. I'm pretty sure it can see into the future maybe or other dimensions.
It's inspired
it's
by
pretty
goth
much
people.
Yeah, it's pretty much just an astrologist.
Okay.
Like it's an astrologist wearing Lolita Goth fashion.
That's kind of cool. That's actually makes me like it.
I mean, the goth vibes could
sure
do a little bit. But.
It's the same reason as like Zigzagoon, right? It's got like black makeup on. Okay, you're edgy, you're dark type. But I don't think there's
okay for Luxray.
No, it's not okay for Luxray.
Luxray is different. Luxray is different.
Excelgor has the whole ninja thing, so you could make the same argument for Greninja with it.
Yeah, that is true.
That one I can see.
It would also make it more interesting standing next to Escavalier.
I mean, you know, people have said it before about Zekrom, but I think that's just because it is dark, you know?
Yeah.
No, that's
I mean, there is the whole yin-yang thing, but...
Right.
Then you'd have to do something with Reshiram, too.
You would think that the Swords of Justice would have like a dark type counterpart or a dark type like rival to go up against.
Barbaracle.
I was thinking that too. Barbaracle would be interesting.
Big mean barbarian.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Kind of like it reminds me of like an ogre as well.
Crabominable because it's a crime
against humanity.
Yeah, basically.
Midnight Lycanroc because it's edgy.
Dude,
yes.
Honestly, look, a mythical Pokemon.
They should have additional typings.
Yeah, it's really sad that they're just all rock to me.
Is there a like competitive meta difference between them?
Yes.
Do they have like signature moves?
Yeah, so Midnight gets, it's not really signature moves, but Midnight gets counter, Midday gets Accelerock, and then Dusk got both of those, and I think Thrash or something.
And a Cherry.
But
it's
then,
just the better one.
Yeah.
Well, and the base stat totals are different on them too. Midday's the fastest. Midnight is a bit bulkier, and then Dusk, they kind of disperse it a bit more evenly.
It'd be cool.
Basically, Midday ends up being the best one, and Midnight doesn't. And
oh no, Dusk is the best one. It also gets Tough Claws. It gets Tough Claws as an ability.
Oh, I never see people using it.
That's probably because if you're watching doubles, people are going to use Midday because of the Sand Team, and you can do Sand Force with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I don't know, Lycanroc Midnight form. If it's gonna get another type, Dark type would be cool. Lycanroc Dusk form could be like Fighting type maybe. I think
orange.
Yeah,
It is
orange. That's true. Wishy-Washy could be a Dark type. It kind of reminds me of Gyarados with its like destructive power, but
Lurantis is deceitful.
Yeah, that is true.
Quite a bit, yeah.
I love Lurantis is good.
It's just not dark though. It doesn't have a dark vibe.
No.
I don't know.
Geonotic,
Yeah.
a mythical Pokemon. It's coded in game as a mythical
Wait,
Pokemon,
what?
and we have to live with it.
Who?
Geonotic is
Oh, that
it's
was
an
in your
error.
new video.
It's an error, but Geonotic is coded in Scarlet and Violet as a mythical.
That's hilarious.
Pokemon. And the best part is it's not even in the game.
It's not even in the game.
So they just like randomly grabbed a Pokemon that wasn't in the game. Went, this is a mythical.
It had to be a
gosh.
mistake. So
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be Marshadow is what a lot of people think.
The same way
That's
that
fine,
I
but
wanted.
It's all black.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But also, like, Dark Knights and Black Knights are like inherently the opposite of the Honorable Knight kind of
That's
thing.
true.
That's. I wouldn't say regular Corviknight should be like Dark Steel, but like that's an easy regional variant.
Sure.
yeah, that'll be super cool.
Isn't it? I feel like there's another Steel type that is kind of
Oddly
like
enough,
that.
Sturfetch'd gets a lot of dark moves.
Interesting.
Like that was actually a point a lot of people made about the anime was that Ash's Sturfetch'd actually had like more dark moves than it did fighting moves for the longest time.
I think Orbeetle could pass as well. The only thing is like its
ability.
whole line is based on psychic.
Yeah.
You know, like being smart basically, but the dark
needs
type
to be the
worked
bug
for
type.
being a villain. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dreadnought is kind of interesting because Dreadnought's its signature attack is a Dark type. So I wonder if there's something there with it being kind of like an alligator where it like would hide in the water or latch on
think
to
they
you and not
just-
let go.
Yeah, it's like they added it as a third type almost because you can't really get rid of water or rock, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sandaconda
You
is
could have
weird.
gotten rid of Rock, but they did it. Barrascuda looks like a villain, like it's got the cartoon mustache and everything.
Yeah, I could see that.
Man,
Berserker, arguably.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
The Vikings were
Ruthless
not
Vikings.
exactly
Oh,
nice.
Especially in
be
this
kinda nice.
context because it's like England and they were like
Yeah.
pillaging
Yeah.
England. Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, we never got Reggie Dark.
No,
Rip.
we didn't.
Just maybe think of that.
Dragon's kind of better, so
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, interesting. There's really not too many. I think
final stretch.
here's the thing. I don't even think I
Rockabilly
like
for
the Dark type
pretending
that
to be
much.
Chatot when it isn't.
That's a good one. Actually, perfect.
Scovillain would be interesting if Grass and Fire type wasn't so perfect.
Yeah,
If it had a third type, it would be Dark.
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Imagine like we eventually get some sort of. I feel like eventually they gotta introduce like a new permanent gimmick, like ability, or like when they did the special physical split. Like, would they ever introduce 3 types? That's crazy.
I like how a lot of Pokemon have abilities that essentially give them a stab bonus with a third type.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's so true.
they need to do that to more Pokemon. I feel like
That'd
I
be-
love that they've done it. I mean, but what they've done it with Delmise and Bombardier. I can't think of anything else.
I think that Houndstone
Houndstone
and
could be
Greedart,
interesting.
they could get it.
I do feel like Ghost type is like too. Like when I think of a Ghost type Pokemon, I'm thinking of something that's like kind of shapeless, and Greavard and Houndstone have so. They're just so clearly they were mammals at some point. That's what it looks like. It's hard for me to think of them only as a Ghost type. I would almost want them to have a
But
Dark
you have to
type
think
or a
of
normal
it
type.
like possession,
ground type.
right? Like the
Yeah.
spirit has possessed the dead corpse and is now
Yeah.
reanimating it.
It's
That's
like a
true.
zombie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a zombie. Yeah.
I think the main reason they don't have is because of Mabostiff line. You know, they're
Yeah.
dark, so
The 3
Yeah,
dogs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is true also about
It is.
Okidogi, I think.
Yeah.
I think it could be.
I've heard some theories relating Golden Go to the Ruinous Treasures, and it would be kind of interesting if it did have a Dark type to kind of correspond with that. I've seen it as like the greed of the king.
Or that he paid for them with those coins or something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of an interesting tie-in. But